Because it got you ready for the what?
Now.
Oh, y'all. All that got you ready for the now. All of that is making you more effective for the now. Your testimony. The stuff we don't want to, we hide. The stuff we don't want to deal with. The stuff that we're ashamed about. The now. So, but look at what he says. He says, I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert.
My Lord.
This new thing that he's talking about, y'all, it begins in you. See, we're looking for it, Delisa, externally. Tiffany, we're looking for it to come externally. He said, no. Go with me to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. He said, I'm doing a new thing. Where are you doing it at, God? See, listen, he had to do it in me. He had to get me unstuck. Because the scripture says, 2 John tells us, beloved, I wish above all else that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul prospers. So God is saying, I got to do the new thing in you. I got to do the new thing in your soul. And I know when I do the new thing in your soul, you yourself are going to rise up and do the new thing in your external. I'm not even concerned about your external because you're going to start requiring something different because I've done something new in you. Because you're going to have a new worldview. You're going to have a new perspective on life. You're going to have a new understanding of your worth and your value and your right and your privilege and your entitlement as a son of God. And you're going to require something different and something new. I saw a post on Facebook where a caterpillar and a butterfly were having a conversation. They was having coffee. And you know, the caterpillar said to the butterfly, you've changed. Anybody heard that lately? You changed. You different. You know what the butterfly said to the caterpillar? We're supposed to. Come on, clap your hands for Jesus. You're supposed to be changing. You're supposed to be evolving. You're supposed to be developing. You're supposed to be improving. And if the old crew can't get with the new you, get you a new crew. Because he didn't take you through all of that and that cocoon stage for you to still look the same, act the same, wear the same, drive the same, live the same, be the same, do the same. Supposed to be an evolution. There's supposed to be a shift and a change in who you run with. When I was a brownie, they taught us this song said, keep new friends. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold. So keep them good ones. But you got to expand. You got to go beyond where you've been. You got to make yourself. Do you want to be the big fish in the little bowl and suffocate? Or do you want to be the little fish in the big bowl and be awkward for a while till you grow? See, we don't like discomfort. We don't like feeling awkward. And we don't like coming out of our shell. And we don't like coming out of our comfort zone. If you're trying to play it safe, you never, did I say never? Never. You never gonna maximize all that God has for you trying to remain comfortable. That's why he keeps dealing with your comfortability. Every time you say, oh, that's great right here. He says, great, now you're ready to go up another level. Come on, somebody. Am I talking to the right group of women in here? He said, I'm doing a new thing. And I'm doing it inside of you. That's why some of that stuff don't fit no more, don't work no more. You know how we got that size 5 that we got in the closet that we think we're going to get back in? Honey, get that stuff away. Let somebody utilize it and be happy with your 7, 8, 12, whatever size. Get at at peace.
Amen.
Long as you're healthy, get at peace. Stop being conflicted with you.
Come on now.
Stop fighting you.
Come on.
I got a little more around here, but it's just more of me to love.
That's
And I love all of me. Come on now. You gotta love all of you.
My God.
You your absolute shero.
Come on.
Come on, clap your hands for me.
Hallelujah.
You are your absolute shero. You can actually give yourself a standing ovation. If you think about the stuff that you have overcome, you are a absolute shero. When you think about this nowadays, see, she kept coming to the door saying, "Get up." But at some point, you had to find it in yourself to hear her. The Bible says Sarah herself had to receive strength. You have to receive strength within yourself to say, "Okay, I hear it." Faith is coming by hearing. It done got down in my heart. Now it's in my spirit. Now, body, get in alignment with what's coming in my hearing, what's coming into my heart, that's coming to my spirit. Get up!
Thank you, Jesus.
When you think about them days where the devil whispers,
Jesus.
Thank you, Lord. I got you. I got you. You're not going to make it through this one. Oh, this is the big one. You might not get through this one. When you think about them days, something in your DNA said, when I search down in my soul, it's still just a little something there. Just a little something. Am I talking to the right people? It's still just a little something there. Let's go to Matthew. Are you receiving?
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
Because he said he's doing a new thing. Now, where is he doing it?
In me.
Because see, everything is not coming out, it's not dropping out of the sky. He's not doing it just by divine osmosis. What he does is empower you to do it.
Right.
So he gives you the release in your spirit. He gives you the shift. He gives you the change in your spirit to wait till one morning you get up and say, today is the day.
Yes.
Father God, every day.
She said, Father God, today is the day. Enough is enough. Enough of the past. Enough of the anxiety about the future. I got right now. And today is the day.
That's right.
Because we live life from the inside out. How many of you receiving?
Yes.
Matthew 13:52. Some of you have heard this. It says, then said he unto them, speaking of Jesus, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which bring forth out of his treasure things, what? New and old. Now a scribe was a record keeper back in the Bible day. Before they had copiers, before they had printers, they had scribes. You're a modern day scribe if you're sitting here taking notes. You a modern day scribe, baby. He said, so every scribe who is instructed in the kingdom, see, faith cometh by hearing. So when God began to speak things to you, and you begin to pin them, put pen to the parchment, writing down the vision for your life. You may not be an entrepreneur, but you need to have a vision for your personal life. Because if you don't have a vision for your life, somebody will come and give you a vision. And before you know it, you're walking out somebody else's vision that's not authentic to your true self. And all the while, something ain't fitting. It's like wearing a pair of cute shoes that are too tight. Everybody else can admire them, but you know, this hurts. This is agony. They're cute and everything, but my God, right? So you have to have a vision for your own life. Whatever that is between you and God.
Yes.
And you go towards that. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So he says, every scribe who is instructed of the kingdom. And we're receiving that instruction right now.
Amen.
He says, you're a householder. You become a householder. You become a manager. You become responsible. You become accountable to what God is dropping on you. For a while, they were saying, oh, yeah, God was downloading this in my spirit. Everything was download. God is downloading this in my spirit. Well, okay, all that God is downloading, you know, sometimes we think it was just me. Oh, man, I thought that was just my mind. Oh, that was the Holy Ghost. So all that he is instructing you, all that he is presenting before you, because you live it in the now. This is another reason you have to live in the now, because the past is always going to try to convince you otherwise than what God is dropping in your spirit.
Come on.
What he's instructing you to do. God will never require you to do something you can't.
Amen. That's true. See that.
And he is willing to partner with you in it. If he is leading you, unctioning you, instructing you, directing you to do anything, it's because he knows you are capable.
Amen.
You are capable in him, even if you don't see yourself as capable, even if you don't see yourself as qualified. See, that's what the enemy was doing with me when I was stuck. He kept talking to me about my inadequacies. Oh, you don't have this to work with. You don't have that to work with. This is not in place. That's not in place. All this to change. All that to change. Come on now. Inadequate.
Yes.
That was one of the things he was dealing with me with. Yes, by myself, maybe. But with God, you a shero, baby. With God, you are a force to be reckoned with. And sometimes God let our backs get up against the wall because he wants us to see how much I got your back. He wants us to see, I will move heaven and earth to get you what you need. I will move heaven and earth to provide you the opportunity. I wish I was talking to someone.
Come on now.
Vision.
Yes.
I'll shake heaven and earth to get you what you need. To do what needs to be done. When you are in covenant with me like that. Are y'all here?
Amen. Amen.
When we live it in the
Now.
So it says we are householders. This word householder is manager. We are managers of what he's telling us to do. We're responsible.
Yes.
What does the scripture say? In the day that you hear my voice, don't what?
Harden our heart.
Because I'm positioning you in some ways you can't even fathom. I'm positioning you.
Come on. Come on.
But you got to be in the what?
Now.
Yes.
You know what I had to do coming into 2019? I had to release every debtor. I had to release anything, everything, anybody, everybody that I might have felt trespass, ought, any kind of indebtedness, anything that I felt was wrong, any injustices. Am I talking to the right people? I'm trying to show you something.
Amen.
I had to release it. I had to let it go because it kept me in the what? Past.
My Lord.
It is a trick of the enemy to keep you imprisoned.
Yes, it is.
Remember, I told you, every time you relive it, your brain releases the same chemical that releases the same reaction in your body. And God said, you got to release it. You got to forgive. You got to let it go for your own. It ain't about them.
My gosh.
It's about, I'm not getting ready to let you have that kind of power.
That's it.
You done already took too many years of the past.
Well, come on.
I show enough, as the old folks used to say. I show enough. Yeah, I am not getting ready to let you get mine now.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
2020 came in, honey. New decade.
Yes.
New decade.
God said, some seasons, some doors,
Yes.
some relationships,
Yes.
some places and spaces
Yes.
closed. He said, and let go of everything associated with it. Because otherwise you're going to have to manage that every day.
That's right.
You're going to be in the middle of your new blessing trying to manage that. Who wants to keep managing all that old stuff? I got to pick this up and move this over here because I'm really trying to get to that over there, but that right there is in the way with this right here. He said, let that go. When I came back from the can you get that? When I came back from the East Coast, I came home cleaning house. I came home opening closets, getting rid of old stuff that don't work. I haven't used it. It's taking up space. All kind of stuff was in the closet. Oh, I forgot that was there. Oh, I forgot and I heard the Spirit of the Lord begin to minister to me, Pastor Bruce. As it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. As you're doing this in the natural, you need to be doing that in your spirit. You need to be doing that in your soul. You need to be doing that in your psyche. Cleaning house. Because see, otherwise there's no room for the now. And some of us are tired, wore out. She said hoarders. I was watching that show. That can get pretty bad. I was watching that show, and I mean, one lady, she wanted to fight. She was ready to go into fisticuffs. And they said, lady, they would tell her, this has no value. She said, everything in here has value. And you just want to throw it out without looking at the value. They were like, honey, you sick. You're stuck. Her kids were depressed for her. Are y'all hearing me? Because she had a problem letting go. Everything had value. Well, how's it serving you? She had a path through the room. And it got so bad she started tripping and falling. Is this helping anybody?
Yes.
We got to live in the
Now.
because whoever, whatever is not worth your right now.
Yes.
Close the chapter. And when you start doing it, if you don't have the strength, say, God, I don't have the strength. You do it. And when you start closing it, bam, 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 bam. You know what happens? Can I tell you? What begins to happen, your soul starts saying, ooh. Ooh.
Yes.
I know I was carrying all that. I know I was dealing with all that. Ooh. I'm so glad that's gone. I don't know what to do. Whoa.
Thank you, Lord.
I didn't know it was that heavy. I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know it was that weighty. I didn't know it was taking that much of my energy. I didn't know it was taking that much of my focus. We become managers, y'all. I'm almost done with this part. It says he brings forth out of his what? Treasure, things new and old. Go back now to 2 Corinthians 4 and 7, and this will be our last scripture. I hope this is helping somebody. Let me show you this. Blew my mind. But we have this what? Treasure. Where? In human form. We have this treasure, right? In human form, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. Troubled where? Every side. Yet not distressed, perplexed, but what? Not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about the body of the dying of the Lord Jesus, that the life also of Jesus Christ may be made manifest in our body. Go back up to verse 7, to the word treasure.
Yes.
Different words or the same word can have different meanings in different places and spaces in the Bible.
Amen.
In this particular verse of scripture, Lorena, the word treasure is the word thesaurus.
Yes.
It is the word thesaurus. You know, a thesaurus is beyond a dictionary.
Amen.
And a thesaurus is such a point of reference that takes you beyond the dictionary because it gives you synonyms and antonyms. Are y'all here?
Yeah.
So you have in you a thesaurus.
Yes.
You have in you a deposit. You have in you a treasure. You have in you absolutely everything that you need to be all that you can be, because you have a treasure. You have a thesaurus. You have a deposit. You have a point of reference, and part of that has to do with your experience. Y'all ain't feeling that.
Come on now.
Part of that thesaurus are your experiences.
Amen.
That says, don't go that way again.
Amen.
Same spirit, different body.
Come
on.
Come on.
If you do that way again, you're going to get the same results.
Come on. Come on. Next time.
You have in you an unction from the Holy One, who is your point of reference, who is your thesaurus, and anything you need to know, you just check in with him. You just check in with your thesaurus. Thank God for your textbook, baby. Thank God for all these other tools. Thank God for Google. But nothing and nobody is going to get as up close and personal with you as God himself by the unction of the Holy Spirit. Just last week, I sat up in my bed and I felt something beginning to occur. And I sat up in my bed and I said, God, I've been through too much already to miss you. I've been through too much to assume. I've been through too much to be in presumption. I've been through too much to just be flying by the seat of my pants.
Come on now.
And I'm going to ask you, order my steps about this thing that I sense is formulating. I'm going to put it that way. I can feel it formulating. And it felt all too familiar. And can I tell you, by the end of that day, I was with the individual, we were sitting in a setting, and someone else in the room began to question them. And as the other person in the room began to question them, it was every question that I had in my mind to answer. And they forgot I was sitting there, Dr. Corinthian, and the truth began to spill out of their soul. And I just sat back in my chair and said, my God, today. I didn't change my countenance. I didn't change my demeanor. I didn't get no attitude. I just knew God was answering what I asked him that morning. It wasn't even 24 hours, baby, that he answered. And he said, this is not for you. And I never had to have no long dissertation. We didn't have to have no conversation. I just left that setting knowing this is not for you. As nice as it might be, not yours. This is not your blessing. This is not your blessed place. This is not your resting place. Be kind, be sweet, and keep it moving. Because this ain't it. Come on, clap your hands. This ain't it. And if you listen, he will tell you. God will tell you. Because sometimes folk don't give you full disclosure.
Come on.
And sometimes we don't ask the right questions to get the right answers. But the Holy Ghost So we have this treasure
Yes.
in earthen vessels. I've been preaching, what, about an hour now? We have this treasure in earthen vessels. This depository, this thesaurus, these giftings, these anointings, these callings, these visions, these divine inclinations, these divine unctions, these divine persuasions. We have all of these things that are flowing out of us, or are supposed to be flowing out of us. But I said, God, what do you want me to say? Because they've heard this before about, you're a treasure and you've got gifts and you've got anointings and you've got giftings and you've got callings. All of that's wonderful. But this is what he said to me. He said, some of them are locked down. They're locked down. They're locked up. They're locked in. They're straight out shut in. Because sometimes we get stuck by things that happen to us. Life experiences. Life is to be experienced in motion.
That's good. That's good.
Life is to be experienced in motion. And some saints got PTSD.
Come on. Say it. Come on.
We went through some trauma,
Yeah.
and our spirit is traumatized. But God wants us out of that trauma. He don't want you living in trauma. He doesn't want you living in crisis, in a mode of crisis, where you keep reliving.
Come on now. Yes.
So today I want to deal with some worst case scenarios. Because when you deal with your worst case scenario, it means you deal with your biggest fear. And once you deal with the biggest fear, then it don't have no power over you no more. Then you're free, see, because some of us, we're asphyxiating. In the what if. What if I do this? What if I do that? What if I don't do this? What if I don't do that? What if? And our treasure is just. Now, some of us, we don't let some of it out. But I would venture to say you ain't let it all out. Some of us are just like, what's next? I don't even want to make any moves because I don't want to create no waves. I don't want to create no crisis. I don't want to deal with no more hardship. Okay, I'll just stay right here because I don't want to. Come on. Is it just me? That's a terrible way to live. But see, trauma does. That's what trauma does. But we're not supposed to stay in the state of trauma. And God wants us out. How many of you got your outlines? Come on, clap your hands for the Lord. We're going to put some work in. We're going to put some work in. How many of you are ready to really come out of trauma if you've been through trauma? How many of you are really ready to be unstuck if you've been stuck? How many of you are really ready to experience the freedom that you've been asking God for? How many of you are ready to experience the momentum that you really know you need in your life? How many of you are really ready? So you should have an outline. We're going to sign off now with our people who've been streaming live. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. If you want this outline emailed to you, go through the website, shoot me an email, and we'll send you this outline, and you can work through it on your own. We love you. Come on, everybody. Say so long. Blessings.
Come on out of there.